we're losing all physical media. They're organizing boycotts, making petitions, yelling at Best Buy, yelling at Walmart. Back in the day at 3 a.m., you could see yelling at Walmart anytime you wanted to, honestly. I miss 24-hour Walmarts, just wanted to point that out. Yelling at Sony, yelling at Microsoft. They named Microsoft after my legless lizard. Yelling at every corporation that has already calculated exactly how infinitesimally small, how very tiny the anger actually matters. Capcom recently released its fiscal report for the year, and it's 90%, over 90% more so, digital sales. As a matter of fact, Clear Obscure actually also recently announced that it will no longer be selling physical discs of their video games. It's a very heartfelt decision, sad to see it go, hate to see it. And people are organizing a PlayStation boycott.
The PlayStation blackout is coming? A boycott was recently called for a week in August starting on the 23rd, asking gamers to turn off their consoles. And that was in response to Sony's announcement regarding physical discs and other recent issues. And don't hate me, like I'm happy to be involved, because I haven't actually touched my PS5 in a little while, but I'm not convinced this is going to change anything. You see, they've picked a week with no major releases. I think they would have pulled a lot more attention if they decided to boycott whenever Wolverine or GTA 6 releases. And call me a pessimist, because I don't think these companies are ever going to change without legislation forcing them to do so. But I don't know how to make politicians that already have a very rudimentary understanding of gaming get behind us on physical media.
I've been seeing people post full shelves of Blu-rays and collector's editions and screaming that ownership matters. We need to, ownership matters. They are declaring that they will fight until the last disc is printed. And I am right there with you. Now I grasp the anger, I know the fear. Digital ownership is a deep lie. As a matter of fact, that's why we have emulators right now. That's why people actually emulate certain video games. I cannot play Dynasty Warriors Gundam Reborn at all. I want to play that game so bad. I want to play Anarchy Reigns. You know how badly I want to play Anarchy Reigns? It is one of my favorite games of all time. I can't even find a reasonable way to play Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. I can't find a reasonable way to play that, but without an emulator. It's disgusting. You buy permission to access a file until some executive up there changes the contract, shuts down a server, or loses a licensing agreement, or decides that the movie you pay for no longer fits the company's current strategy. You know how difficult it is to find the original English dub of Kung Fu Hustle? You know how difficult it is to find that? I cannot find the original English dub of Kung Fu Hustle anywhere. Can't find it anywhere. It's really difficult. I hate that I'm losing so much media. It sucks. Can't find Dead Leaves anywhere, by the way, either. No, have you ever heard of Dead Leaves? Can't find that anywhere. Just can't find Dead Leaves. The problem is that everybody hates this future while actively paying to build it. You know that, right? You are aware that you are the reason why we actually have purely just digital media? You're the reason? I know I'm the reason. Companies listen to money! Look at those dollary dudes, those Scrooge McBuck ducks, those Scrooge McDuck bucks, Scrooge McBuck ducks, McDonald's mascot. You guys remember that dog Sunday? The Sunday dog. You remember this dog from the McDonald's cartoons? Freaked me out as a kid. I think it's the lips or the puppet version of Sunday. Both of those things really creeped me out. Not really sure what's going on. I don't know where I'm going with this. Money is the entire language that corporations understand. They don't understand morals. They do not understand nostalgia. I miss Crash Bandicoot. They do not understand your 10-minute YouTube essay about preservation. And shout out to Syriax, by the way, who's posting about this religiously, not stopping about this. I respect you, Syriax, but no one cares. That's the biggest issue. I hope you use your platform to continue to fight the good fight, and I hope this happens, but we need proactive change, and nobody's listening, it seems. Companies understand sale charge. That's why Capcom is doing digital releases. They understand subscriptions. They understand that millions of people will scream about physical media and then download the game because they do not want to drive 15 minutes to GameStop or Circuit City or Radio Shack or Best Buy. They don't want to do that. They understand that people will demand ownership and then pay $20 a month for access to a rotating library of movies they cannot keep. Every angry person, every angry post is worthless when the same person opens the PlayStation Store 5 minutes later and buys the digital deluxe edition. That's right, that's the DDE. I can't not get the DDE. That's the digital deluxe edition. That's the DDE. You're arguing with a corporation with feelings and emotions and morals. You need to argue with money. Let me workshop this theory with you. You use DoorDash, right? Hypothetically. And let's say you work remotely. Let's say you barely drive. Your groceries arrive at the house, your medicine arrives at the house. Your entertainment instantly appears on the television. While the companies keep offering you a reasonably priced car, when your entire lifestyle has been constructed around never leaving the house? Why would they maintain factories, cases, printing, shipping, warehouse space, and retail shelves when you keep proving that you will buy a digital file instantly? Convenience is eating ownership alive, and everyone keeps feeding it. People keep acting confused while pressing the button that kills the thing that they claim to love. I don't really understand that. You want the disc to survive, you also want the game at midnight without pants on. The midnight purchase wins every single time. Your convenience is too addictive. That's the issue with this whole fiasco. That's the issue with all this performative passive outrage. It's disgusting. Your performative activism is grossing me out. I'll have to make another video about performative activism and passive activism because nobody knows what passive activism is. I really got to talk about that in a deeper way. Do you want to know what it takes to save the game instruction manual, to save the physical media? Do you know what it really takes to save that? I'm going to explain what it takes. It will require actual sacrifice. I want to tell you a fun little story before we continue about what it would take. This is Persona 3. Persona 3 is one of my favorite games. I played it on the PS2. Now, with specifically Persona 3, I looked up a GameFAQs guide. If you don't know what GameFAQs is, they unleash these really long guides to how to get all the characters and max out all your social stats and get the ultimate persona and get Orpheus Talos, my favorite character, my favorite persona in the whole game. I really wanted to get Orpheus Talos. So I wanted to do that. That'd be fun. I also got the new Izanagi in Persona 4. That was pretty cool. I did this with all the Shin Megami Tensei games, following the GameFAQs guide. I also did this with a fun little PS2 game called Radiata Stories. Great game. Oh my god, just love fantasy games so much. There was a lot of JRPGs getting in the high boom in the early 2000s simply by virtue of Final Fantasy VII. They wanted to chase the coattails of Final Fantasy VII because that was one of the biggest games of all time. Final Fantasy VII and Dragon Ball Z collectively saved the entire anime and JRPG space. If you're curious about that, that's exactly what happened. That's history for you. But I was using GameFAQs. Reason being is because I didn't want to buy the game guides, because I didn't want to own the books, because they cost too much money. But GameFAQs was free on my family computer. It was really easy. It was convenient. And people would have to stop using GameFAQs, essentially. Not the actual website, but let me explain what I mean. People would have to stop buying digital games. They would have to cancel streaming services. They would have to buy discs consistently, even when the disc costs more, even when the shipping takes a week, even when the store is far away, even when the digital version is sitting right there, right in front of them. Millions of people would have to maintain that behavior for years. That is the actual boycott. That's what you got to do. You have to do that. Posting physical forever while paying for Netflix, Game Pass, Spotify, Prime Video, PlayStation Plus, and 6 other subscription services. You're doing performance art. You are doing deep performance art. You are building the machine with one hand and shaking your fist at it with the other. I gotta stop stacking these blocks. I'm participating in this system that I hate. This is specifically participating in the system that you hate, and it's not working. This isn't like living in America and then saying you hate America and then leaving. It's completely different than that, because you have to live in America. You're American. I don't know what to tell you. You're not naturally born a PlayStation member. I don't know what to tell you. It's really strange. It's hard to describe it that way because, man, I can already hear a counter argument to that whole thing. It's really gonna piss me off. You're probably a dumb, worthless idiot like me. I'm not saying that as an insult. I'm saying that because we're the same. Me and you were exactly the same. I'll do an example, right? I used to make videos just sitting down, and you guys said, oh, we love your videos just sitting down. And then my viewership increased by, I don't know, 500% when I started editing. And then everybody said, well, I like you sitting down, but whatever's comfortable for you. Shut up. Just stop being stupid and accept that you like the editing. It's okay to admit that you like videos with effort and you like looking at visual stimuli. We don't have any authentic YouTubers anymore. People just don't sit down and say nothing. It's stupid. It's dumb. People do research. People have highly edited videos. People hire editors. People have very specifically constructed thumbnails. That's what it takes to be a YouTuber. You can't be a YouTuber by just being you. You have to play the game. If you don't want to play the game, then get off the platform. I don't know what to tell you. And this same exact concept applies to activism. People adore the concept of activism, right? You know, Megami Bus Riot, stuff of that variety. No Kings protest. That to me is the pure concept of activism. The No Kings protest. They love feeling involved. Love the hashtag, the black square in the bio, the slogans. We gotta fight. We gotta fight. No new kings. No kings allowed. All that stuff. You know what I mean? The profile pictures, the momentary sensation that they are standing standing against something enormous because they want to have some meaning in their worthless little pathetic lives, then somebody has to wash the dishes, right? Suddenly everybody disappears. Everybody wants a clean kitchen. Everybody assumes the other roommate will clean it. Everybody wants the garbage taken outside. Everyone keeps adding trash to the bag until it's overflowing onto the floor because surely somebody else will handle it. That mentality has affected everything. Somebody else will vote. Somebody else will protest. Somebody else will donate. Somebody else will buy the disc. Somebody else will preserve the movie. Somebody else will save the industry. That magical somebody is apparently immortal, infinitely wealthy, and available 24 hours a day. The magical somebody does not exist. You have to be the magical somebody because guess what? You're just being stupid. You're just being dumb. You're just being dumb. Naturally and realistically, you're being an absolute goober and an idiot. I'm just gonna tell you that to your face right now. Your passive activism is worthless and does nothing for the greater scope of humanity, and you are actively doing nothing with your arguments online and your hashtags and your worthless garbage. Do something actually worthwhile in your pathetic little life where you crave chaos because you can't control any aspect of it. It's sickening to my core. This somebody will do it garbage is destroying people. Nobody wants responsibility for the world their habits create. Everybody wants to blame the faceless corporation while refusing to admit that the corporation has spent decades studying you with surgical precision. Want to know what biometric data is and why you keep selling it whenever you open your phone or whenever you have personalized ads and your algorithm decides a video for you and you built this FYP brick by brick whenever you do all this stuff? Guess what? You allowed this. This is what you done when you didn't read those terms and agreements or didn't argue for those terms and agreements. This is your fault as much as it's my fault. We're both to blame and I hate us both because of it. Did you know the federal minimum wage is below $8? Did you know that? I didn't know that. It's somewhere around $8, $8.10, some $7 around that range. That's the federal minimum wage. That is the lowest that they're allowed to pay you. That's the lowest they're allowed to pay you. Now, most states don't have it around $7, that variety, but that's the lowest that the government says they're allowed to pay you. They can legally get away with paying you that much an hour. Anyone, they can do that at any job. The diarrhea parasite that's going around, don't really know if you know about that. And there's a flesh-eating bacteria as well. Roe v. Wade got overturned. That's actually a very important decision and it sucks and it's disgusting to see. Our institutions are crumbling and they know if they keep hitting us with all this stuff, keep distracting us with all these random stories. Oh, this is about David. David did horrible things. And did you know that Ariana Grande is so skinny? Man, that sucks, doesn't it? Oh, actually, Jeffrey Epstein, another distraction. Oh, this is the plague by the deep state. They keep hitting us with stuff after stuff, and it's making us really tired all the time. Companies know that you're tired. They know that you're lazy too. It knows that you want everything instantly. It knows that your principles collapse when inconvenience enters into your doorstep. Oh, I hate this. I don't like inconvenience. It knows you will rage for 48 hours and then return during the next Steam sale. Oh, the Steam sale's up. I'm gonna go ahead and have to buy all these roguelikes in my gallery that I'll never play. All these random games by small developers that I bought and just don't play. It knows you will swear off a platform until your favorite show appears again. Ooh, these companies are monstrous. They are also extremely observant. They know exactly how weak customer discipline has become. They know the breaking point of every outrage cycle. They know that time heals all wounds, and that time will also bring another release date for my favorite game. Oh, I can't wait for Onimusha Way of the Sword. I've been playing Onimusha Dawn of Dreams, and Onimusha 1 Warlords, and Onimusha 2 Samurai's Destiny, and Onimusha 3 just Demon Siege. It's fun. I heard they're bringing back God Hand. Can't wait for God Hand to come out. God is gonna be fun, but it's not physical. It's not physical. It's gonna be a digital release. I don't know if you guys remember that emulator PS1 they had. It had like Tekken on it. It was for a short time. It was this very specific Tekken 1. Tekken 1, what I'm talking about, this PlayStation 1 Tekken emulator game thing. I own one in my basement. It's very specific. It's strange thing. I never touched it. I can play Tekken 3 on anything else. Literally anything else. I bought that and a Rugrat bar, Reptar bar. I bought that and a Reptar bar. Both those things. I bought both of them. I just bought both those things. Let's talk about physical media for a second, right? Physical media will probably survive as a luxury fetish for wealthy collectors. That's my guess. Standard editions will disappear. There won't be any disc. Affordable releases will disappear. You will get a limited steel book with a plastic statue, a folded poster, and 3 postcards for $120, right? And that's also going to be the price of a regular digital release. The corporation will brag about it still supports physical media while locking ownership behind collector pricing. Oh, that's how I feel about Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero right now. I'm not going to lie to you. That's how I feel about the game in totality. It's disgusting. Games will launch digitally for everybody. And the physical version will become a limited pre-order that sells out before normal people even hear about it. Movies will be preserved by boutique labels charging $40 for a tile that used to sit in a bargain bin for $2. Ownership will still technically exist, buried underneath artificial scarcity, shipping fees, and all this premium packaging of collector's editions. The dream will survive, but nobody's going to be asleep, so they're not going to be able to dream. They're only going to be in a living nightmare that they made themselves. I am so disgusted by our greed and laziness and how we actively allow these corporations to get one over on us. I don't see a way out right now because you're all too worthless, silly, and stupid to do anything about it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Oh, that's depressing. You're not motivating us. I'm not here to motivate you. I'm here to be real with you for one moment in your worthless, little, pathetic, sniveling little lives. Have you considered that for once in your life? Have you considered that? Have you considered that? It's angering. You guys want to be coddled so deeply. You just want to be coddled as human beings. All you want to do is be coddled. That's it. All you want to do is just say, you shouldn't be mean to me. If you're nice to me, something might happen. Being nice to you doesn't work. Being nice to you doesn't work, so I'm trying something different now. I'm not going to be nice to you because you're not doing anything. You're being stupid. I hate that physical media is dying. I hate the idea that every song, every game, movie, and book could eventually become temporary access controlled by a corporation that deeply owes you nothing. I hate that art can vanish after somebody paid for it. And I love art so much. I champion artists all the time. All the time I champion artists every single day. I hate that entire generations may grow up believing ownership means an icon sitting inside an account. It means nothing. I also refuse to pretend that a few angry posts will fix this. The only solution requires millions of people to choose inconvenience, spend differently, and keep doing it long after the outrage stops being wildly fun and entertaining for you. People will not even take the garbage outside without hoping the roommate does it. That to me is the actual crisis. Physical media is losing, is dying from corporate greed, consumer convenience, and a civilization full of people staring at an overflowing trash while saying, I'm sure somebody else will get the garbage. It's gonna stay there. It's gonna stay there. It is going to stay there. And it'll be your fault. All because of convenience sake. I don't feel like standing up, so here goes some announcements for you real fast. Thanks for checking out my video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate that. I have a Patreon for $1 a month. If you guys want to go over there and help me out, appreciate that. Keeps videos like this coming out. Takes a lot of time to make these videos, and I appreciate any monetary help to these videos because YouTube don't be paying a brother well. Also, we have 2 channels on the side. CROS Plays and CROS Side Thoughts. That's where I say we, but I mean me because there's nobody else here besides me making all this content. It's just me. So yeah, we got 2 channels. Bada bing, bada boom. If you guys want to see video games, CROS Plays. If you guys want to see Side Thoughts, that's me just reading Reddit stories essentially. That's on those 2 channels. Try to upload daily on those 2 channels. And the final thing is that I'll be at Youmacon. Youmacon is an anime convention at the end of October in Detroit, Michigan. If you guys want to see me, I'm doing 10 panels there. Would appreciate you guys coming out because it's a lot of work to do 10 panels. I love overworking myself into the grave. It's super fun actually. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not saying this as a bit or a joke. I really do like working. It makes me feel purposeful and it makes me feel active because I cannot sleep. It's very restless for me as a human being. Anyways, thank you guys so much for checking out my video. I'm out. Peace. Bye.
I'm your Nick at night, be my Laurel, slow. Ooh, happy to try what you need. Your world, I love to live in it. Ooh, I love the ride when you're free.